tower. There's still a creep wave taking damage, but here comes the extra support. Jirax needs to hit on the stun. He's got Fissure available and Somnus. each other. 2 observer wards near the Ancients.
Yeah, that's... I don't like this warding. I don't think it's that good.
I think they did it because, like, Notel was picking out Roshan, so it was priority number 1, but they needed to push the top lane back before they could go in for Roshan. And maybe they also feel like LGD are nowhere near strong enough to actually contest him.
It's like, if you look at the way these wards are placed, right? The ward in the middle of the 3 is probably not necessary, right? You could place that closer to the pit where Jarek's just pinged. If you have it on the lower ground there and you break smoke, you have some good info.
Yeah, now
it's okay.
Now Jarek's has to stand there. But no one's coming for them, and they've got the sustain. That's an early mech on the Nature's Prophet.
Mech?
Yeah, he's going real classico here.
Excuse me, what year is it? That is actually that's a retro build. Seb's a hipster.
You know, he always wants to have, like, something, like, but it's... So this mech, I'm still not feeling that they can push into LGD. Like, I still don't think they can take high ground with it, right? Or is it meant to be just enough they can keep the creep wave alive, they can go in? Because you got Death Pulse, you got Skeleton Minions, you got Flat Cannon.
I just think that the call for the team is the way we're going to itemize Fury on this game is we're going to use him as an aura bot. So he's going to get Met, Crimson, and Pipe. Maybe Pipe, we'll see. But okay, looks like Crimson is the choice for now against the Gyrocopter. Obviously a great item against that hero.
They're looking to defend bottom.
But yeah, I think I would have liked to see the Crimson first more, actually. I don't blame him for going mech. The item isn't that great right now compared to what it has been, but it can still be good sometimes. It's
when Arme's had such a bad start, like, I can blame him. They actually got the stun. That Tornado, there's a long-range one. Chalice will blink, but he doesn't get down the ramp. But there's no Observer Ward to really see anything to play from that. And, okay, I need to...
What you doing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the rebind. Doesn't let you use F1 as that, but I'm a stubborn mule. And I like my F1 for all fog vision. Alright, so they may deward one of the obs, and maybe that was another part of the shady plan. Oh, they got one of our obs. They would never have committed 2 to this area.
Wait, which one did they get?
They haven't got it yet. They put the sentry in the low ground.
I see it.
But that's a nice stack to farm up. Alacrity buff up as well onto a Morphling.
Yeah, OG are going to take the stack and then they're going to go top tier 2. It's so weird looking at a level 9 Morphling minute 17. The levels of this game are interesting.
Doesn't feel natural, right? And it's a level 12 Necro. He's number 1 on the field.
First item Mules. I like this a lot. He needs a way of solving the EMP problem, and he is planning to just dodge it simply with this Yules, and it's also good against Silencer, obviously. So it's like a multi-purpose item. This game. Both of those spells are great to avoid. I don't know if going Yule's Blink is going to work though. I think he has a lot of weight on his shoulders to do damage in the fights and be a threat. And right now, he doesn't threaten that much, except from Reaper.
Like, if Jirax continues to get the space he's getting up on top lane, you get that Blink Echo Slam, there is no response from Necro. Like, the Yule Scepter won't be able to save him. So when you think of, like, Aeon Disc or something, like some level of protection to the burst bomb.
He'll need that later, but I don't know. It's tricky, right? Because you pick this Necrophos early in the draft, and it's been countered a lot. It's like, what do you even buy? Like, what do you buy so you feel good in this game? No. The Yules is definitely a good purchase, but what's your next item? What feels nice?
You need to stop EMP burn too. I guess he doesn't have enough to continuously. I
think like what he's going for. What he's going for is he will walk into the fight, make people cast spells, and then blink out. I think that's what he wants the dagger for. He needs to reset his position, or he will die when he comes down from Yules. It's not enough to protect him. Especially when this Morphling gets big later, you would imagine he wants to go for perhaps an E-Blade later.
They almost got the Asher on the courier. And fortified up, and they had no kill potential available. But this does reveal LGD's position, the fact they were trying to flank around, looking for their own fight.
He doesn't want to go E-Blade at all on the Morph, actually. He's going full-on combat build. Yasha into BKB. E-Blade is really good against Necro, but he's probably looking at the bigger picture. He wants to hit as hard as possible when he steals Flat Cannon. That's got to be the idea here.
But do you just keep it as a casual Yasha? Like, it's...
Yeah, it's still a really good item, I think. It did get nerfed, but it costs more and the Manta is cheaper. But it's a valuable item.
I like how they keep looking for the fight up on top lane, and then Thompson's Forged Spirit drags the mid lane over. Like, I was thinking that Nature's Prophet would be the real pain in the butt when it comes to the laning phase for LGD, but Thompson's making the real use of the Forged Spirits.
Yep.
And it means it frees up Seb. Like, he just shoves the middle lane even harder. They could look for another tower. And LGD, the one...
Overall, great sequence from OG here. I thought that was perhaps going to be a bad fight for them with Shaker dying and not even getting spells off. The BKB gyro caught them by surprise, I think. But still, we see it here. The gyro has isolated him here. They've used global. They will get the Shaker kill, but this Black Cannon is owning.
Yeah.
It kills the Wisp in the backline up to the top right. Waveform doesn't connect, doesn't matter. They eventually chase down this gyro. And if Seb doesn't die to the Reaper there, it's a really big win. It's still a solid win for OG in that fight.
Well, we come back live just a little bit too late. Tornado does grab the Wraith King, but Thompson waited a fraction of a second too long. No-Tell's going to sentry just in case they had the vision, but they did, but it was a long time before. It was the Observe Ward next to the Tier 1 tower on top lane. This sees everything. Seb? Courier Snipe. Raz for everyone that saw it. Oh, that's done. X-Nova came quick for a man who's only got Tranquil Boots and a stick. He doesn't even have 1,400 net worth.
That was close.
But probably worth it. Observer Ward's going to be dewarded. That's a quick and easy one. EMP Tornado going to miss Chalice, who once again is very quick on the blink.
They still haven't found the ward. The sentries are just outside range, both of them.
Yeah. There was 3 of them.
Oh, Seb bottom. He already used the Shadow Blade. He is toast.
Triggered it back, gives some armor, and still die. Well, you got OG still hunting with the rest of the team. Like, this isn't the first time we've seen OG just like lose a hero. They do this 4-1 split, but normally it's Ana they're buying more and more space for to get bigger and bigger.
Yep.
But Ana's the man on the front lines while Seb's doing the back.
Ana is definitely very farmed. He keeps accelerating because of his build-up with the The Dragonlance Yasha transitioned into a Linken's, and now BKB's on the menu next.
He's just fissuring to try and get the jump away. Charles able to connect on the stun. Somnus is on his way over, has a blink of his own. Global Silence. Ana jumps him through the rear. He comes in as the Morphling to find his own stun, but they've already lost the ES, and now Ana very much stranded. Finger of death, and now the side. It was denied before by the Global Silence, but it will not be denied this time. 77 seconds. The Morphling's going to be dead, and Roshan spawns in 50.
That's such a big moment for LGD, and what sets all of this up is that Invoker's on the opposite side of the map. This time, OG are not together, and without Topson's control, even though they get the global off, like they can't chain the global with anything. They tried to save Jerax from the Reaper, which they actually did, and because they saved him from the Reaper, the Morphling died to Reaper. So the global might have actually been counterproductive in that situation, but you get why they're doing it. It's just, yeah.
That's a hard one to call out. It's like, well, you know, yeah, it's like Disrupt a Glimpse. I think this is a really good idea. Wait, no, it wasn't.
Yeah. That's a big loss, though. The kill on Ana is really big. If they got the Shaker, you know, it's passable, but that Morphling kill is a 3,000 or 4,000 gold swing, actually, what just happened. That is super big.
Yeah. The experience swing too, like that's now LGD having a commanding lead for the first time this game.
Yep.
And Topson's just having to wait in the tree lines. They may look for a fight once he reveals himself with a tornado. That could do it. TP scroll is available, and now he's starting it off as Somnus blinks forward, doesn't find the target, he's still in the trees. But OG's just finding their space now. It's 150 gold before Topson's got his Aghanim Scepter. Notel's building in towards the Glimmer Cape. Seb is okay, like he's a Mystic Staff worth of money away from having his Scythe. And you got the Manta Style from Ana. He's an Ultimate Orb away from this.
Oh, he changed his mind, huh?
Yeah, he was going back for the Manta.
It looked like he was going Yasha BKB. Then he went Yasha Linken's. Then he was going Linken's BKB, and now he's going Linken's Manta. He's changing his mind a lot, and
you think about what he dodges there, like it's just so like Wraithfire Blast doesn't connect. It's
such a good BKB game. He will get it. It's just I don't know if this is the right order of buying these items. I think OG are missing a timing by not having a BKB on Morph right now. Because I think if they have a BKB on Morph and they get the jump, the Morph is going to kill everyone.
Unless the timing is to just delay this game even more and more, like, and you almost split push with the Manta Style up a lane.
I guess they could do that, but it's not out of the question. They have really good split push lineup. They have Nature's Prophet, Invoker, and Morph, so it's definitely playable that way. It's just they're doing split push into relocate. It's always dangerous. Like, you gotta be really careful.
Like, do they even win this game late game? Like, to just push this into split push, like, eventually...
That is very debatable. Like
who caps out? When there's Reaper's Scythe on the field, I always worry.
Yeah, I really like both lineups late game. I don't necessarily think OG need to worry about going late. It's just they had this game under control, and they lost it in the last few minutes, so...
Oh, Tier 1 tower on the top lane is finally being pushed in from LGD. They had vision to do it previously. There's a blink into the tree, so Jirax, level 2 Echo Slam, ready to roll. Very dangerous thing for LGD when they have a large amount of skeleton minions pushing the lane. But LGD feel it, and they're going to back up. They didn't de-ward the sentry wall because they didn't want to reveal their position. And OG... Now, they have no issue about doing that. And again, they look towards Roshan. He is up. This is Aegis and Cheese. So, critical one for OG to claim if they want to ensure the next team fight belongs to them. So they go into the pit. But LGD are very aware of what's going on. Is that observer what they have on the Radiant hillside? They shouldn't have it for long. Yeah, now they see it, but the jump comes in. It's on the Silence, and the Scythe will kill him off. Notel has buyback available, and he pops the Global Silence while Jarakop's already popped the BKB. Seb can't complete his TP out. Ana wants to try and buy a little bit of space. He can at least kill off F1, then goes into being the Wraith King as Morphling. More buybacks coming in from OG, and they're looking for it. They've got the trap onto Arme. The Sprout is down the waveform forward. Gyrocop is down. Chalice jumps in, still with the reactivation available. Thompson, who's the one who's being locked down. Somnus, the Cold Snapper's onto him, so Thompson get a little bit more space and battle against Chalice. Tornado doesn't catch Somnus as well, but they can isolate the Wraith King. The reactivation will pop once more as Notel and Ana, they chase down Somnus, and Chalice can just blink away for Prophet. TP's over. They're waiting for the Fissure for the right time. He's silenced up. Here comes the Fissure. Pushes him out of the Sprout. That was not the right time, but a kill is a kill. They still claim him. Wraith King down for 50 seconds without any buyback. OG can claim Roshan. There was a cost, but it's going to belong to them.
And what was very, very important in this situation is that the Reaper gets used on the silencer in the opening. That's the one piece that LGD are missing when this fight goes long, is that they don't have the Reaper for a core. They can't Reaper Thompson, they can't Reaper Ana, and OG know it. They're just playing off the fact that Necro doesn't have ulti. It's like, if No-Tail doesn't have buyback in this situation, LGD win that fight probably. But since he does, his next death time will be really long. But until then, this is definitely, it's good for them. And in a way, you could say it's a little bit fortunate, right? Like, they managed to stand under a ward and give LGD the opportunity, but the one jump they could find was not the one that they needed. The Reaper on Silencer, if they could have killed him without Reapering, that could have been really good for them.
Yeah. Instead, OG pulls the Homer to succeed without even really trying. LGD, of course they're trying. But so Seb, Ana, like they're trying to remove this last outer tower. Still pushing high ground is an absolute nightmare. Like Ame went through that entire fight. I think he got his black cannon charges off, but he never had the stuns as well. And I don't believe he even got the call down off. There goes the tier 2 tower on bottom lane. Where are you going?
It's still, net worth wise, it's a close game, but
yeah,
it doesn't. Oh, this is a really big item actually. The BKB
stun.
Yeah, it just feels like OG are in more control than 2K. You know, like when you look at the map,
it's like it's OG's fight to find. Like they push in the bottom lane, they burn off all the mana of Charles. He has no reincarnation in this phase, but that's the reason why you got 1 charges as well as FY to bring him back up. The fortifications use the tier 3 tower to bring this down, such a huge thing for OG, because then they can start claiming shrines. But they don't need to force it. They can wait it up. They still have Aegis, they still have Cheese. And they've still got like pretty much map control, thanks to the movement of Seb. And he's looking for X Nova in the trees. Have they got extra help?
Well, who's looking for who?
Yeah, relocate. Global silence, it cancels him! IO can't complete it, and now it's nice at X Nova doing his own TP out. He'll be successful. But global silence, we kind of got to remember the new IO.
Yep.
And because they don't get that kill, Seb now has enough money to finish up his scythe. They could have delayed that item for a little bit longer.
That is a really big part of the silencer counterpick to IO when we saw it in the draft. That is extremely useful.
Patience from Zoe.
Being able to just cancel out relocates with it. It's the new disruptor, if you will, for that reason.
Yeah, we're looking for the counter. You do still want to have it for team fights. Ana.
Oh, he got the flag.
Gyrocopter and then lets it rip. Ame has to go into that BKB. X Nova cannot stand close by. He lets off the stun as well as the Hexa. Can stop a lot of the damage, but now Reaper's side flies forward. Thompson just tanks through it. Definitely Blast pushing back the Gyrocopter as Wraith King is the one who's isolated. It was the solid homing missile who's going towards him at the moment. He'll be fine.
Yeah, they tried to Reaper burst Thompson, but the mech came in. I think the connecting damage from LGD just wasn't in range either. They didn't get a finger off before that, the Reaper snapped. So this is big. No BKB on Gyro.
And
OG
they're pushing,
refilled.
They're pushing all lanes. Like Seb's taking this tier 3 tower on bottom lane with no contest. Charles wants to blink in, but you've got Invis.
He does it too late. Mistimed it.
And the mid lane, tier 3 tower will be lost there. Somnus with a quick aggressive blink forward. And you'll be alive with Death Pulse. Homing missile, easy money. And now they can take the shrines. Ana looks like such a beast too when they give him Alacrity. Like you give him Alacrity, he's got the Aegis, so
Alacrity flat cannon? That's pretty stupid.
Yeah. And that becomes Necro for healing.
He's still not going BKB now. I kind of like in this situation not going BKB now, because he has an Aegis and they're in this good position, so they can try to play around the Aegis. At the same time though, if they don't get immediate value out of this Aegis, he's still playing with a risk of getting locked down and killed. There's so many targeted instant stuns or fast stuns. Wraith King stun, Lion Hex, Mono Drain to take off the Linkens, Impale. Even in the middle of these chaotic fights, a homing missile can actually be super annoying. So you gotta be on your toes as Morphling without BKB.
What do you think about the Slammer Shaker? We're getting an Aghanim Scepter build from Georax.
Yeah, I think this item is really good now, actually.
It's actually changed? Because normally it was like that.
Yeah, the jump is better. I think I don't remember the exact change, but I think you jump faster. That's what comes to mind.
Cast range increased from 900 to 1100 was the last one.
Yeah, I think there was one before that too with cast, like just the jump speed or something. I personally have not purchased Axe on this hero for 2 years, so but I've seen other players use it.
Oh, Anna. Nice done, run away. Homing missile still behind him. Chalice wants to go for the fight. Aegis Immortal, it does time out.
Yeah. Well, now there's a risk.
That's why LGD were looking for that fight in the first place. They want to hit that perfect moment to kill him off, but now Thompson, Jirax, does actually get the stun onto the gyrocopter. But they don't really have the right line for it as Wraith King BKBs dodges the Wraith Fire Blast coming out from Anna, but Chalice is BKB. It's the 10-second duration one that he's popped, and he hasn't really found anyone, but they kited him out, and then they look towards FY instead, who has to tether himself down to the bottom lane to defend against the push onto the rack. Stun Strike, well, we haven't heard of one of those, and the Echo Slam! Jirax arrives with a 3-man hit! Hits it absolutely perfectly, but then the Ford Global Silence army, he's going in real deep. They have that first kill. It's over onto Seth. No buyback available for him. The Scythe comes down to onto Thompson. He'll get the cheese off. The Scythe did not find the kill. And now Wraith King, another follow-up stun. Waveform forward. They'll break the ank on him, but the Hex onto Anna in the back lines, really problematic. They'll be able to isolate him up. He's got no escape really to work with. Waveform in 1 second, but 1 second is too long. Thompson now has to just run himself out. No Tail was able to TP away to safety, but LGD just have the greatest fight.
Oh, there's some beautiful irony in that. Like, gets the Echo Slam, they jump in, they drop the chat wheel lines, and they just lose it by an orb. Oh god. You know, let's concentrate a little bit more on playing your heroes instead of dropping the chat lines. Who knows what happens? I think OG were just feeling really good about that fight. They got outplayed. Like, it looked like a good echo and a good follow-up from the Furion. However, Furion did get killed. They got a Reaper off. Like you said, they did cheese it with Thompson, so he stayed alive, but it's just LGD were in control after the first 5 to 10 seconds of that fight. If they survive that echo and the global, and OG don't find kills in it, well, what do they do against this Wraith King who just jumps at them? What do they do about the Gyro who has the backup of the IO? They didn't have the damage. And now, guess what Morphling's doing, Toby? He's like, alright,
well, maybe I should get a BKB.
Turns out I need it anyway. And yeah.
But he's a long way away. Like, I'd say, well, he was a long way away. He's actually 3.5k. Yeah, never mind. He's actually perfectly alright for a BKB timing. Plus 35 alacrity, damage,
so we're gonna see it here. So here's the Echo Slam. Invoker's a little bit far behind, actually, but he doesn't seem to have the right spells ready, so they do get the Echo, but there's no direct follow-up to prevent the BKB from Gyro from going off. He chases down the Shaker. This Reaper does not give him the kill, but you look over the Dire side, they're relatively healthy, right? Like, the IO is half HP, Wraith King still has ulti ready.
We get to come back alive. LGD were coming for an invasion, but Anna was there to find him, so the Gyrocopter dies very early on. There's a space-creating Tornado, which actually clips onto the IO. Chalice will begin his BKB. The damage output is high enough to break him. FY completes his TP out. Chalice will not be so lucky. No follow-up damage. No Tail could survive. Plus 40 now for the Silencer. A regeneration rune if somebody wants that. I think Anna will be very happy to claim it. And 2 heroes down where they want to force a buyback, and no Echo Slam used from Jirax.
And no global. They have both spells still.
Oh boy, and now Blink 4 could have actually done it instantly onto X-Nova, but it does not come as a fissure instead. They have no vision inside the base, nor any defensive sentry wards up from LGD.
Here comes Anna with Alacrity.
Yeah, and 1 buyback. They'd like to have the second onto the Gyrocopter, and then probably the fallback. Remember, they do not have the Aegis the Immortal anymore. Accurate slam, Jirax goes again, and then the jump up and away to absolutely nowhere. He'll be sighted down for all of his good deeds, and maybe this is enough space. The buybacks are already fully out from LGD, and there's full retreat now from OG. Maybe not enough when Invoker, Yule stepped it up. Thompson gets hit by the missile. He's got no way to escape out. 2 heroes from OG down. They're both dead for a very long period of time. Waveform away. Morphling will be able to dodge that Wraith Fire Blast. But now LGD, they're hoping Roshan's going to be up, but they're going to wait a minute and a half for it to happen. Meanwhile, they did lose their bottom range racks while the fight was going on.
Well, they actually don't have buybacks on OG here. This is really dangerous.
That's why you're seeing Seb already on the bottom lane. He's looking to get that push in to get a counter racks, bring him back home.
Yeah, they do have relocate though. It's tricky to get this done with Huron against this specific hero. We'll see if he can force enough of a rotation that LGD don't just go high ground here.
But it's that timing,
worried about the buyback.
Like if LGD go high grounds, like they also have to consider Roshan. So they burn the fortification, they try and delay it up. You've got the long-range curses, Chalice jumps in, reincarnation's available, the damage from Anna's pretty damn good, however. And now in trouble, the side, Anna! You'll go down, no buyback! Anna is actually down for the count. Seb is pushing in the bottom lane, so they're looking for a counter Rax. Lion's already coming back over. Watch the IOTP or relocate. They're not bringing everyone back. It's just Arme and X-Nova. And they haven't done the mid-Rax. Chalice is still here, but Seb, he comes in from the bottom lane. FY is available. He doesn't have the mana to actually relocate him out, so Chalice will BKB up. Seb will do the same type of thing, turning to hit back into the Wraith King. Sprout's available. He does it on the ground. He couldn't do it on target thanks to BKB. And Chalice he's just surviving that tornado. That's a wide ball. FY, he's getting the mana up and running, and he won't require it. Chalice able to blink away. The Fissure able to connect. Thompson's on the hunt. Goes walking forward, finds a better target. Over towards the Necro. Now BKB is up, protecting him. All these immunities not available as Jirax, the leaping Earthshaker forward, gets the extra information. FY comes back in to help out, but Jirax jumping forward again with the totem. A double Fissure. The control is perfect from OG. Seb with the double kill. They want more. Somnus and Arme, they're just coming in one by one. They feed themselves over to OG, and one by one they continuously pop their BKBs. Relocate. Io's coming back to the front lines. They want the manpower. They want to keep this fight going. And with the slice, they bring down Invoker. 130 seconds on the sideline. More seconds than a Fnatic Mimic game. Notel's on the run. A quick TP out by Prophet. He knows he needs to keep the side lanes going. Notel, Glimmer Cape. Can he juke it? Where's the vision? Follow the hand. That's one way to do it. He'll pick up a regeneration route. Keep the run going. Turns for a quick curse. He's got a little bit more life, but he doesn't have enough to survive this. But it's enough to delay LGD. They do not claim mid-Rax, and they cannot capitalize after it.
That was so... who won that fight? I don't know. Hang on, let me just check how many buybacks was that. That was like 15 buybacks. That 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you got four out from LGD, and the buybacks are already back off cooldown from OG.
So OG have not used any buybacks in this situation. They do buy the time, but it's still... They still had to pay a couple of really key kills, so the buybacks from LGD kind of paid for themselves in this. It's like, you imagine, we look at this and we're like, what just happened? Imagine playing in this situation, like, how do you grasp what just happened? How do you feel like, did we win or lose that fight? Like, you just play on, you know? You're like, okay, let's focus on the next objective, which is definitely Roshan here for OG. By the way, we didn't talk about this earlier. Ana took the Morph Target's Allies talent. He used it on Invoker earlier to have 2 Alacrities, and just now I think he had it on Shaker, which is really, really useful, being able to get that second Fissure, but of course his primary target will be Gyro for the flak. However, Gyro has Lincolns, so...
Yeah. He's got the protection,
he can't get it.
And now he's going to go in for a Satanic. All the extra life. Hey, if he wants to, Rapier is also on the field, but I don't think they can survive long enough for it. Trees from Seb. Watching Roshan, so as LGD go in, a lot of information. It's a dangerous thing when you have Jirax in the neighborhood, but they have to get rid of the Absurd Wall. The stolen gem that Jirax picked up before, he can just jump up there thanks to that Aghanim Scepter. Roshan's so low, they need that blink forward. A jump in, Roshan's low, the Fissure, Aegis Immortal Cheese, and Refresh Shot all on the ground and all collected up by LGD. OG did not go for the jump. They have to rely totally on these side lanes, delaying the timing now for LGD. The bottom lane's already on its way in. LGD must come home. And
LGD are in the driver's seat now, though. Once they get these lanes pushed out, having this huge advantage of Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher.
They got double Scythe as well on Necro, because he got the Refresher shot.
He could get Dagon 5. He could also save for buyback. He's working on this buyback as it looks for now. It's a dangerous territory we're into now, because LGD has this life advantage from the Aegis and Cheese, but they don't have buybacks. So this next fight, if it goes poorly for LGD, they just lose the game. If it goes well, it's a matter of how many buybacks does OG actually have to fight with. They don't have one on Morphling. The Furion has his. The Invoker does not have his. OG are actually just...
Everyone's a little short, but they're only
short.
They're only short by about 700, 800 gold. So if they can get something out of that fight, Chalice the Prophet TPing in, they get the Lincoln Spear trigger off, they want to kill off Chalice as quick as they possibly can, so then they can kill him off again. Alacrity puff-ups, in they come onto the Morphling, he hits like an absolute truck, about 400, and the stun from Jirax could not have timed it any better. The Scythe will be the backline, but it's on the Silencer. He can just buy back, get the Global Silence off, allowing Seb to beat the crap out of Lion. Not so much, however. 30 HP, X-Nova will survive, and the rest of OG have TP'd away. Without their Morphling available, they just cannot take this fight anymore.
LGD are doing a really good job at catching Morphling out. He didn't get BKB off in this situation. Ana has to be really, really cautious, because if Lion If Lion gets Blink, Mana Drain, Hex on him, he just dies. They actually just take him out from full HP with all of the bursts that they have, and we're going to see the replay here. Morphling, he waveforms away. Actually, we might have to go back to live here. LGD, BKB pop from Gyrocopter.
Yeah, actually, in our live world, they're pushing in onto the mid-racks.
Too much happening here.
Yep, so here we are, back into the line, jump into the back line on the Somnus, Seth doing the work, G-Rex gets the stun to follow up, they kill off this Reaper before he can actually get the scythe off, before he can anything off, and Io will probably join him. The Sunstrike's running the money, FY will pop, and then so many heroes down for LGD, a quick meg, extra life, fight me if you dare, globally throws it out, LGD, 3 heroes down, and it seems like an eternity their death time is.
Yeah, if OG don't screw up here, this should actually just flat out be the end of the game. This was a dangerous thing for LGD. Sure, you've got this Refresher Shard, She's an Aegis, but if you take one bad fight, none of your cores have buybacks. They ran down mid and tried to fight this with their Wraith King dead. Sure, Morphling is dead too, but it's OG's base, it's on OG's terms, and they could have however many buybacks. You don't know. Like, LGD doesn't have the information.
I actually cannot believe too the fact that Seb got that jump into the back lines. He doesn't even, like, he came in with a Silver Edge. He didn't even come in with a Blink, and was able to catch out the Reaper. Oh,
did you see what Seb just did?
What?
He TP'd home to let morph into him to TP with him. Now they both have global teleport.
Okay. So one way to get him to the front lines, and there's 2 lanes of racks now going the way of OG. They're not going for the GG push. They do have that time, but they don't know that LGD have no buybacks available. They didn't know that the Gyrocopter picked up the Satanic before the fight began. They didn't know about the money. And there's your first buyback. Necro able to get back to the world of the living.
It's not enough.
Yeah, it really isn't. This is going to be a full set of racks as Mega creeps up. They come in for the fight. The Global Silencer's out. Wraith King can't really pop much more. BKB works against him as the Silencer's layers on top. Chalice now isolated. Anna will turn into him. So they're literally hitting themselves. Anna finishes off the racks, and then they can look towards the next target. You can scythe in the meantime as over on the ES. Buyback is in from the Wraith King. Megas are up and running, but the jump forward, Anna right on top of X-Nova. Say goodbye to your line, but he'll come straight back again thanks to his buyback. But Chalice isolated, he still doesn't have reincarnation. Back up again, and this really is the game. There's no way LGD can try and defend this, even with the scythe onto the Morphling. He could potentially just buyback and come into the fight. That's exactly what's going to happen. Arme turns on the flag cannon, but he's getting stunned up so much. Echo Slam from G-Rex. They're looking for as much control as they possibly can, but the relocate pulls him back into safety. LGD, they're holding the line, but up against a swarm of OG. Somnus jumps forward again. He does not have that Reaper scythe available. And they're looking for more. Tornado will not be able to connect. Have to buy a little bit more time. Somnus will burn his own BKB. Sees Thompson is low. Arme flat cannons off cooldown in 5 seconds time as LGD. Seb, I found the line. It's Somnus over on the edge. Fissure to hold him there. Sunstrike to finish the job. And then they go up for more after the Io, after the man who's keeping Arme up. With his flat cannon damage, it's pretty decent, but not decent enough. There's just not enough follow-up. The AoE deafening blast. The Heroes coming in for dunk, and LGD, there really is no more joy to be had here. GG, well played, and OG will get a draw in their game against LGD.
I think they're feeling pretty good about that. I really like this draft from OG, like I said before the game started. I think they solved some of the problems from the last game. The couple of things that they did this game that were very different was, first of all, they grabbed the early Morphling in anticipation of the Gyro, because they learned something from game 1 that they want to run this Gyro with the Io, as we do have one of the final fights on your screens right now. In this is a really, really long sequence, by the way, so this fight is going to be running for like a minute and a half, so you can enjoy that while we talk about
yeah, you can finish your recaps.
Because there's a lot going on. So that's the first thing. Then they end up getting this last pick Invoker, which is just amazing in this lineup. I really feel like that was an oversight from LGD. They ended up banning Drow instead. I don't know if they needed to be scared of Drow in this particular game.
The lane matchup made no sense either.
It's just, you look at OG's heroes, right? Oh, they have Morphling, Silencer, and Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet with Drow is super strong in lane.
Yeah.
You can empower up that Morphling. Maybe they thought, oh, they could just put Morphling mid, which is totally viable, by the way. There's a lot of matchups that Morphling can play, and then you can safe lane into Drow. So it's not like it's a wasted ban. It's just the team you're playing against and their style. I feel like LGD